Lime cancels this year's Creole in the Park due to Tropical Storm Erika's impact on the company's network. Venezuela's president expected here this week to symbolically hand over 300 houses for displaced Dominicans. And a veteran music producer not satisfied with the rationale for cancelling this year's World Creole Music Festival. I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. The details coming up.
Homework, research, school-based assessments. Visit the Muslim store today and give your child the tools that they need to succeed. Tablets as low as $399.99. Laptops starting at $16.95. Or get a complete package including a desktop computer with camera, speakers, table and chair. So don't let your child's education suffer. Come down to the Bayfront Roseau and check out these incredible prices. Only at the Muslim store. Locally born, locally grown.
Do you need cash now? Then the National Cooperative Credit Union is the way to go. Get up to $8,000 right now with a now-for-now loan. Go to our website at nccudominica.com for details and apply for a now-for-now loan at any NCCU branch to get your cash right now.
This is freedom, this is life. Happiness is all I'm seeking. Carpe diem, I'm seizing every day, not just the weekend. Here's to all the good times that
when you can afford what you crave, life just gets so good.
I'm so alive and I'm feeling good, so good, so good, so good. Hey,
KFC, so good for everyone.
It's a September to remember, only at Court, with deals max all across the store for a limited time only. So you've got to get yours now. You also get door busters. Yes! Every day from the 10th to the 17th, enjoy a different door buster at a ridiculously low price. Deals have never been so great. Stock is limited, so you've got to get to Courts now. Now! Now! It's a September to remember, only at Courts. Courts, bringing value home.
A world leader in manufacturing for the cutting professional, Makita's very own diamond blades provide maximum efficiency for coring, cutting, and polishing all types of masonry.
Another good product put out again by Makita.
Longer life, durability, optimum performance. Makita diamond blades provide a powerful edge that lasts.
Nothing nicer than having a good blade.
Go beyond the ordinary. Go with Makita.
Topping the news, another major entertainment event for the independent season has been called off.
Telecommunications company Lime formally announced on Wednesday that its 13th annual Creole in the Park is cancelled. Planning of the event had already begun about a month and a half ago, but Lime's country manager Jeffrey Baptiste told the media that the decision comes as a result of Tropical Storm Erika's considerable impact on the company's infrastructure network.
This year, we are forced to cancel, as I said, and it's a cancellation that is really built on the absolute need for us as a business to focus on our core business, that being telecommunications. We had significant impact as a result of Tropical Storm Erika, and I've spoken to it in the media. I've been part of the Prime Minister's briefing. We had a number of cuts in our fiber, on our underground fiber optic transmission network. All the bridges that would have been dislodged and destroyed, in some we would have had a direct impact on Lime, given the fact that our fiber optic cables would have gone across these rivers and these areas through the bridges. So the Old West Bridge, you've seen very clearly some of the disruption there. And the point round, the Kulibi Street, Makushri, Layu, Roseau, Marigot, Grand Bay to Delices, we have all suffered significant impact.
Baptiste says the company is still investigating the level of damage and he could not as yet provide an estimate of the cost of damage.
And so while we have successfully returned most of the country to service, in a lot of ways it really has been quick fixes to just simply get service back up. It hasn't really been the end of the road in terms of the reconstruction and the recovery effort. And so we will be required over the next couple of weeks to commit significant resources to rebuild some very, very important sections of our network infrastructure. Our considerations are not dissimilar to government. The government has, in fact, made the decision to cancel World Creole Music Festival.
The Lime boss says this decision does not mean the company is not interested in the preservation of the island's cultural heritage. In the meantime, Lime is part of a group of private sector entities involved in planning a relief concert which replaces this year's World Creole Music Festival.
We started conversation, and I say we, stakeholders within the private sector and the Ministry of Tourism, around the hosting of a relief concert, and that conversation started last Friday. We had a first meeting with several other stakeholders. The concept is still taking shape. It will evolve as we progress the discussions. There was supposed to have been a meeting yesterday, but obviously that meeting got deferred given the impact of yesterday's weather system. But what we can commit as a company, though, is once the decision has been confirmed and a clear path determined in terms of how that relief concert will be held and executed, Lime as a company will commit our support to it.
Meantime, the decision to cancel the World Creole Music Festival this year has not been without opposition, and one of those challenging it is McCarthy Murray.
McCarthy Murray has extensive experience in producing music and is also the manager of Dominica's Lady of Song, Ophelia Murray, who is his wife. Ophelia would have been awarded this year's World Creole Music Fest icon. Murray told Channel 5 News the reasons given for the cancellation of the event are unjustifiable.
Because between now and the end of the year, that is the only major event that we have that is sure to bring tourists to our shores. Because as you know, we are now depending heavily on tourism for earning our income. And tourists coming to Dominica is an export of services to them, which brings in foreign exchange to the country, which we obviously desperately need. On top of which, of course, the festival provides employment for a large number of persons who work at the festival, as well as those persons who sell goods and services to patrons, whether local or foreign. For example, people who sell fried chicken, run restaurants, like the beer factory, when the festival is on, they ramp up their production because they're going to sell more beer. So they run overtime, people get extra money.
Undoubtedly, the event is a major boost to the economy, and tourism authorities have said it continues to attract new visitors to the island at every staging. About 20% of overseas visitors to the island during that season are first-timers. The bulk of visitors come from the French West Indies, with 350 passengers on every ferry trip. At the same time, the event costs government in excess of $1 million. The question is, can it be business as usual this time around for the independent season?
Well, the Minister for Tourism, who would have more facts on the whole matter than me, said that we are open for business, tourists, and he's asking tourists to come. And this, between now and December, that's the main reason tourists would come to Dominica, the festival. So it's a little confusing that we are open for tourism business, and at the same time, the main event that would bring tourists in the immediate future is cancelled. The major donors to Dominica, which will be the World Bank, the CDB, Caribbean Export, Venezuela and certain governments would not be taking the festival as a frivolous event. When the fact my computer is filled with documents from all of these organizations talking about the need to develop cultural industries, among which music features highly.
Around this time?
Not only around this time, but as a general activity to generate economic activity within the Caribbean, including Dominica, particularly as an export product.
Incidentally, Murray is a hotelier whose Chez Ophelia guest house is booked during the WCMF period.
Since the festival has started, I've always had 3 nights full, and we'd usually have to turn away maybe 3 times as many people as I actually accommodate. So I know it draws a lot of people to Dominica for sure, and which will mean that not only me, but all the other hotels will, I expect to see them to have a drop in occupancy for the month of October, December, November.
In other top stories now, the government of Venezuela has offered to provide 300 housing structures to Dominica.
The offer, which was accepted by the Dominica government, is part of Venezuela's contribution to the island's rebuilding efforts following Tropical Storm Erika. During the tropical storm, several houses were lost and severely damaged as a result of flooding and landslides triggered by the heavy rains. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro is expected in Dominica on Saturday for a symbolic gesture regarding these houses.
The Venezuelans brought in earlier this week, or the weekend, sorry, one such structure to be erected because we expect the President of Venezuela to come to Dominica on Saturday, where he will have the symbolic handing over of this one home, but of course making a pronouncement on the 300 homes that will be built for those affected by Tropical Storm Erika.
The first 50 houses of this 300-house allotment are expected to be in Dominica within the next 2 weeks.
The Ministry of Housing, the Permanent Secretary, will advise the Cabinet on how we go about and where we go about erecting those homes, so we're trying to move as quickly as possible.
Other stories now. Over 400 workers helping in the mop-up operations at Douglas Charles Airport in the aftermath of Tropical Storm Erika have been sent home until Friday. The decision was taken to send these workers home after they showed up on Wednesday expecting to be paid. These are not the regular customs or immigration officers at the airport. We're talking about individuals who initially came in as volunteers after Erika, but were later employed. They've been helping to restore the airport surroundings since the storm devastated the place, leaving behind $40 million in damage. Dayton Baptist, who supervises these workers, says their absence has no negative impact on airport readiness. Liat's CEO had assured Prime Minister Skerrit that the airline would resume flights into Douglas Charles this week. And residents of Petite Soeur who are being housed at the Dominica Grammar School could soon be moved to another location.
The announcement was made by Prime Minister Skerrit during a press briefing on Tuesday. Skerrit says government is in discussion with private establishments on alternative housing solutions for the displaced residents of Petite Soeur.
We are in discussion with some private property owners, some guest houses, who all have indicated their willingness to help accommodate those residents, albeit at a cost. And the state will cover the cost associated with housing and both boarding and lodging at those guest houses.
Mr. Skerrit says talks will be held with the residents of Petite Soeur regarding their move to another location.
We will be discussing with the community, with the residents, 94 of them, and to see how we're going to go about assigning them to different properties, taking a number of variables into consideration, not wanting to split the families and so forth. But we feel the new accommodation, albeit for a temporary basis, would cause them to be much more comfortable than where they are now in the grammar school, and also create more privacy for all of them.
Cabinet was expected by Wednesday to make a decision on the proposals put forth by the guest houses.
We're hoping that we can finalize the cost with 2 of the properties. One has been finalized in terms of what the person is demanding and what the government has agreed to pay, and the 2 others, they will send us a proposal today, hopefully by the end of the working day, so that the Cabinet will be in a position tomorrow to ratify the approval of the Minister of Finance in respect to that.
The same approach is being looked at for the evacuated residents of Dubic and Petite Soeur currently staying in Grand Bay.
Meantime, Petite Soeur children now living at the DGS are benefiting from what's called play therapy.
This activity is organized by the United Nations Child Fund, UNICEF, under a Return to Happiness program. Following the devastation caused by Tropical Storm Erika, several residents of Petite Soeur have been living at the Dominica Grammar School. UNICEF saw it fit to engage the children in various activities as a means of therapy and helping them to cope with the impact of the tropical storm.
We're doing play therapy, where we'll be helping them to be able to move past the traumatic event that happened through Erika on the 27th of August. So basically the children will be playing, like I said, play therapy. We do ring games, we'll be doing drawings, we'll be doing storytelling, we'll be doing all of these things where they get a chance to see how things were past, and then they'll go through the present, and then they'll go through the future.
The play therapy sessions will be held in other affected communities in Dominica.
We had meetings with the team leaders here from your country, from your Ministry of Social Development and Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education. We had meetings with them. And then from there, we devised a strategy where we'd have 3 different groups, one in Kulibistri, one in here at the grammar school, and one at Grand Bay. So we have these three teams dispatched, and we're all doing work simultaneously with the children at these areas.
The team from UNICEF will be on island until 23rd September and plans to have daily therapy sessions with the children.
Rain or shine, we're going to be, because even when it rains, they probably will be re-traumatized because of that rain. They're waiting to see what now will happen. And even then, we think that it's necessary that we engage them, we play with them and all of these things.
Leonard says the play therapy will be useful in helping the children recover from the trauma of Tropical Storm Erika.
We had children who said they didn't want to use the color brown because it looks like the mud. Yeah, and we had children who drew things. For example, I was told that there was a child who drew, and the child drew waiting at the docks because they had been stranded and had to wait for a boat to come in so that they would be able to leave where they were to go to some place else. And we'll be looking at all of these things because all of these things would be important for referring children who are still traumatized and need more help than what the play therapy will be able to do for them.
You're watching Channel 5 News. Coming up, tips for students having to encounter bullying at school.
Dutch Lady brings you the best milk from Holland. Even though we make this lovely milk already for decades, we still keep up with the times. That's why Dutch Lady has new packaging. The same great quality with a fresh new look. Dutch Lady, milk for the whole family.
Babe, for the next 3 months, make sure you use your NBD credit card.
Okay, why?
Because you can get a chance to win a trip for the 2 of us to go to Martinique, Guadeloupe, or St. Lucia.
A trip for 2? Cool! But we need spending money.
NBD will handle that. The trip plus $1,500 spending money.
Nice. So anybody can win?
New and existing personal credit card customers. So you see this long book list we have? And those new school shoes, uniforms, and things we have to buy? We'll use our NBD credit card.
Use your NBD credit card for purchases from now till September 30th and get a chance to win a trip for 2 to Guadeloupe, Martinique, or St. Lucia, plus $1,500 cash. Don't have an NBD credit card? Sign up today. Conditions apply. NBD, your partner, your bank. Your bank. Your bank.
We should be sleeping.
Live wider awake with Beauty Rest, the only mattress that combines the support of legendary Beauty Rest pocketed coil technology with the comfort of air-cool memory foam. Beauty Rest, it's you fully charged.
Available exclusively at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Here's a cool way to make some quick cash with the Dominica National Lottery. Simply go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Dominica National Lottery, and like our page. Fill out a simple form, and that's it. Every week, one lucky fan will win $250. Yep, 250 big ones just for liking our page. How cool is that? So what are you waiting for? Hurry to facebook.com/Dominica National Lottery and start winning. Draw takes place every Friday.
There's a place in Portsmouth that's mellow,
The products and services are just mellow.
Located on Harbour Lane in Portsmouth, next to the St. John's School, it's Mells Bakery.
Mells Bakery offers a wide variety of tasty pastries and breads for your satisfaction.
Baked fresh and soft.
So come to Mells for your tasty pastries. Open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Saturday and from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays.
Call 445-4044 today.
Thank you for staying with us. Over 300 people are currently seeking refuge at shelters since their homes were affected by Tropical Storm Erika.
Currently, there are 102 people at the grammar school. Most are evacuees from Petite Soeur, 83 at the Grand Bay Community Center from Dubic, 34 at the Grand Bay Youth Center from Petite Soeur, 34 people at the Roseau Primary School, evacuees from Paradise Valley and Riverside, 25 from the Roseau Youth Center, most from Petite Soeur, and 23 elderly and sickly at Mount Carmel in Mount Daniel. Local Government Commissioner John Fontaine says there are a number of people who have left their homes to seek refuge with family members. He says they are also working on a few things to make accommodations more suitable for people staying at the shelters.
In the Grand Bay Community Center, we have the open hall setting, and we are currently working with the International Organization on Migration to secure some funding so that we can do some partitions and we can increase the capacity for showers, external showers, for cooking, extend space for cooking and so on. And at the youth center in Grand Bay, we're looking to do the same and to introduce the bunk beds at the community center because the current situation is not the best. And with the double mattresses, it takes up a lot of space. With the bunk beds, you can control space.
Fontaine says with assistance from the International Organization of Migration, they are currently in the planning stages, working on the design of the structure and the cost estimates.
They were here doing their own assessments. We took them to Coolibee Street, to Collyho, to Grand Bay, they were also at Paradise Valley in Bav Estate. And so they see the situation, they saw the situation, and they are looking forward to assisting the best they can.
There are over 130 shelters around the island. Meanwhile, the local government office, ODM, Ministry of National Security and other officials are engaged in meetings to address the plans going forward to help the communities of Delasis and Boitica still cut off from other parts of the island.
And one displaced resident of Bath Estate has found some level of comfort and familiarity while being housed at the Roseau Primary School.
Michel Dura, who is from Paradise Valley in Bath Estate, had his property destroyed and was forced to move to the Roseau Primary School. On 27th August, floodwaters and landslides caused by Tropical Storm Erika severely damaged and destroyed several houses and caused many people to be moved to hurricane shelters around the island. Dira recounts the events of 27th August.
I saw it, which seeing it and explaining it is something different because you actually see river, I mean, you know, what's a river? Flowing through people's houses. Branches of wood and stones and everything into the houses. Where doors were not open, the river itself burst the door and enter by itself without nobody say, hey, you can come in. He didn't wait for that, he came in by himself. And yeah, it was a sad thing to see.
Dira, a chef by profession, has been given kitchen duty during his stay at the Roseau Primary School.
They knew that I'm a cook, you know. They said, well, you come and help us to cook. And I said, fine. And all of a sudden, I took up position with them. I'm there, enjoying it, and I'm making use of it. So now I'm feeling well because I'm not all, you know, it's like, whoa. Yeah, like I'm part of it. To me, this is fun because, like, I'm accustomed to prepare like 300-400, 500-600. And to be preparing 34 is like feeding my family at home.
Dira points out that it is quite different living at a shelter than living at one's home. However, it's a matter of adjusting.
That's the only thing, you don't feel too comfortable. Fine, we are getting some eats, they're giving us little foods and things, plenty of water to drink, yes. But knowing that when you wake up in the morning, you go to your kitchen, you make your own coffee and stuff like that, and here, then you go to, can I have some hot water, please, you know, and things like that, or whatever you need, and can I have some of that, or may I have a thing, you know, and it's different. At home, yeah, it's different. So that's where it's bringing me back now to, hey man, it's not the same.
And school is open this week. The issue of bullying in schools has once again been raised as children head or return to the classroom this week. The new academic year has already started and children are reacclimatizing themselves to the various aspects of school life. Physical and verbal bullying are the better known types of bullying. However, cyberbullying is also prominent in schools. Cyberbullying is the use of electronic communication to bully a person, typically by sending messages of an intimidating or threatening nature.
Especially the young ladies, you know, they do it a lot. They will not get involved in the physical. They may not get involved in the verbal, though they're more likely to be in the verbal than the physical, than the boys would. And then bullying is also disrespecting others, because when you take control or you try to take control of somebody's life, meaning you tell them what to do, you tell them what to say, you tell them where to go. That is a threat, you know, you're threatening them. But this type of bullying, we see a lot of it, especially among the young ladies.
Children are being advised to report incidents of bullying at the earliest instance.
What happened if you're being bullied at school? You need to report it to the teacher. Do not wait until 2 days and then you said you're not seeing anything, you're withdrawn, you're afraid. As soon as it starts, let the teacher know that this boy is doing this to me or this girl is doing this to me. And then sometimes the bully is very subtle. I mean, they'll do it and you'll not even know they're doing it. They're sitting on the desk next to you, they'll kick you, they'll top you, and they make a sign like when you go outside, you'll see at break time or after school. All these are threats, and then these are things to make the one being bullied, you know, afraid, you know, scared.
Parents are also being urged to play their role in reducing bullying among children.
Parents have to build up self-esteem in their children. Because one of the things when they're being bullied, if you have low self-esteem, that's what the bully wants. The one who bullies you because he or she has advantage over you. We're asking the parents to talk to their children every morning. Do not bully others and do not allow others to bully you.
Coming up, Tropical Depression 9 located in the central tropical Atlantic but posing no threat to the Lesser Antilles, but a tropical wave is located in the eastern tropical Atlantic. Your weather report is next.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I will be your presenter for this evening, Farah Rock Career. Let's take a look now at some earlier satellite imagery, and what it showed was a few low-level clouds which traversed the central portion of Lesser Antilles, resulting in partly cloudy skies across Dominica. What is also of significance is this area of convection associated with Tropical Depression number 9, which is expected to move in a north-northwesterly direction. Let's take a look now at some earlier radar imagery, and what it indicated was some isolated showers across the Lesser Antilles. The weather tonight is expected to be fair to partly cloudy with a few scattered showers. The weather tomorrow, partly cloudy with a few scattered showers. The marine conditions tomorrow will be slight to moderate and waves will be up to 5 feet. What can we expect for the next 3 days? Partly cloudy skies with a few scattered showers expected throughout the 3-day period. A high pressure system is expected to dominate weather conditions across the islands tomorrow, resulting in occasional cloudiness and scattered showers. The international city forecast: some beautiful sunny conditions are expected in New York, thunderstorm activity in Miami and Caracas, and some partly cloudy skies expected in London and Beijing. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:54 a.m. and sunset at 6:06 p.m. Please remember, we are in the hurricane season. For updated weather information, visit our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Join us tomorrow evening for your next weather broadcast. Thank you.
To end the news, the headlines: Lime cancels this year's Creole in the Park due to Tropical Storm Erika's impact on the company's network. Venezuela's president expected here this week to symbolically hand over 300 houses for displaced Dominicans. And a veteran music producer not satisfied with the rationale for cancelling this year's World Creole Music Festival. Feel free to contact us at news@Marpin 2k4.com. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thanks for watching. Join us tomorrow.